These hash browns are perfectly crispy and so unbelievably easy to make. Serve them for brunch with your favourite style of eggs. Start with about one medium-sized potato per hash brown and remove the skin. These hash browns only require 3 ingredients: potatoes plus salt and pepper. The trick to getting them perfect isn't in the ingredients, but actually a few tips on the way to make them. The first important thing is to use the right kind of potatoes. There are 2 main types, waxy and floury. Waxy potatoes are higher in moisture and tend to hold their shape better in cooking. These are usually used in salads, as boiled potatoes, or in stews and curries. Make sure you're using a floury potato, which is the type used for fries, roasting, or mash. These become crispy on the outside while still having that soft and fluffy texture inside. Once you've removed the skin from the potatoes, fill a large bowl with water. This is to soak the potato to remove the starch as well as stopping them from oxidizing. If you would like the full recipe for these hash browns, it will be on my website as well as the full measurements listed in the information box below. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to give this recipe a try. It's so easy to make and they taste delicious. I would love to see a photo of your recreations. Using a box grater or a food processor with the grater attachment, shred the potatoes, then transfer to the bowl of water. You'll notice almost instantly the water becoming cloudy. This is due to the excess starch. This needs to be washed away for the hash browns to become perfectly golden brown and crispy. It's tempting to just skip this step, but I've tried doing both and the hash browns just don't crisp up the same if you don't soak them. Leave the potatoes to sit in the water for about 5 to 10 minutes before draining. After the potatoes have been soaking, you'll be able to see the starch sitting at the bottom of the bowl. Pour the potatoes out into a sieve to drain as much water as possible before turning them out into a clean kitchen towel. You can do this next step with a potato ricer if you have one, but I think a kitchen towel works just as well. Take the ends of the towel and bring it into the middle, turning to enclose the shredded potato. Squeeze as much moisture as you possibly can out into a bowl or over the sink. You'll be surprised at actually how much water the potatoes contain. Just remember, dry potatoes equal crispy hash browns. If there's too much liquid left in the potato, your hash brown won't crisp up. When you can no longer get any more moisture out of the potatoes, transfer them into a clean bowl. There's a few different things you can do here depending on what flavours you want. I like simple hash browns, so I'm just using salt and pepper to season the potatoes, but you can add a shredded up shallot, herbs like thyme and rosemary, anything you think would go. Give the potatoes a quick toss through so everything is evenly combined. Place a heavy bottom pan like a cast iron onto medium heat with a few tablespoons of oil. When the oil is hot, measure out half a cup of the shredded potato, compacting it well into the cup, and turn it out into the pan. Press the hash brown down with the back of the measuring cup to spread it out. I like the hash browns quite thick, although that does mean they take longer to cook, but if you do like them thinner, just spread them out more. Continue with the hash browns until you've filled up your pan. I'm just making 2 here. Depending on the thickness of your hash brown, they should take about 10 minutes on each side to cook. When you first place them into the pan, they can quite easily fall apart, so it's best just to leave them to cook. If you think they are getting too dark on the bottom, gently use a spatula to take a look and adjust the heat. When the hash browns are perfectly golden brown and have been cooking for about 10 minutes, use a spatula to flip them. You want to do this as quick as possible to make sure they don't fall apart. These can easily be made ahead of time and placed into the oven to keep warm. Serve with your favourite style of eggs for a delicious brunch. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I will see you in my next video.